Grand Rising. And before the show starts, got a little something for you. So enjoy.
To QuickClick, where customers can buy, share, and earn. Meet Sam. Sam owns an e-commerce business that sells athletic shoes and running gear. Sam wants to increase her sales without increasing marketing spend. So she decides to list her products on QuickClick. On QuickClick, her loyal customers can get paid for sharing her products with their friends. Sam uploads her products to the marketplace, just like she would on Amazon or Shopify. Meet Laura. Laura is in the market for a new pair of shoes and comes across Sam's brand on the QuickClick marketplace. Laura is able to purchase the shoes and check out like she would on any other e-commerce site. After purchasing, Laura receives a unique quick link that she can share with friends to begin earning quick cash. Her friend Jessica opens Laura's quick link on her phone and purchases the pair of shoes. Because Jessica purchases using Laura's quick link, Laura receives quick cash in her account. After purchasing, Jessica can now share her own QuickClick and begin earning quick cash as well. But QuickClick is more than just your typical referral or affiliate platform. QuickClick rewards customers for sales they directly and indirectly influence. So, for every sale Jessica's new QuickLink makes, Laura will earn additional quick cash as well, making the potential for earning exponential. Laura and Jessica can transfer their quick cash balance to their bank account at any time, or can even use quick cash to make additional purchases in the app. Meanwhile, Sam can just watch as the sales roll in. Best of all, she doesn't have to worry about costs, since she is only spending marketing dollars when actual purchases are made. Start buying, sharing, and earning today at QuickClick.com.
Wherever we live on this earth, we are one human family. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to extend a greeting to all the members of our family, whenever and wherever you may be listening around the world. To our family in China, Ni Hao. In India, Namaste.
Welcome to QuickClick, where customers can buy, share, and earn. Meet Sam. Sam owns an e-commerce business that sells athletic shoes and running gear. Sam wants to increase her sales without increasing marketing spend, so she decides to list her products on QuickClick. On QuickClick, her loyal customers can get paid for sharing her products with their friends. Sam uploads her products to the marketplace, just like she would on Amazon or Shopify. Meet Laura. Laura is in the market for a new pair of shoes and comes across Sam's brand on the QuickClick marketplace. Laura is able to purchase the shoes and check out like she would on any other e-commerce site. After purchasing, Laura receives a unique quick link that she can share with friends to begin earning quick cash. Her friend Jessica opens Laura's quick link on her phone and purchases the pair of shoes. Because Jessica purchases using Laura's quick link, Laura receives quick cash in her account. After purchasing, Jessica can now share her own QuickClick and begin earning quick cash as well. But QuickClick is more than just your typical referral or affiliate platform. QuickClick rewards customers for sales they directly and indirectly influence. So, for every sale Jessica's new QuickLink makes, Laura will earn additional quick cash as well, making the potential for earning exponential. Laura and Jessica can transfer their quick cash balance to their bank account at any time, or can even use quick cash to make additional purchases in the app. Meanwhile, Sam can just watch as the sales roll in. Best of all, she doesn't have to worry about costs, since she is only spending marketing dollars when actual purchases are made. Start buying, sharing, and earning today at QuickClick.com.
Grand Rising. And thank you for joining me today. I'm your host, ZeldaSpeaks. Welcome to Monday Morning Mindfulness. It is Monday, February 7th. It is the second Monday in February. Can you believe it? It's almost March, April, May, June, July. It'll be hot again in Chicago. Well, it's not going to happen today. Anyway, happy Earth Day, birthday, born day if you're celebrating a birthday today. And let us always keep in mind the sick and the shut-in, the incarcerated and the non-believers. And thank you for your prayers for and the family affected by COVID. And thank you for all your prayers for my best girlfriend of 60 plus years, Deborah Peterson. She's doing wonderful. Thank you. Keep those prayers coming. We appreciate them. We love them. Thank you so very much. Today's topic is Phoenix Rising. Out of all the stuff they put us through, and we still rise. The late Dr. Maya Angelou says, and still I rise. And that's what we do because we are people of the sun. And people of the sun have that connection to the energy, as we all do. Some just practice more than others. So Lionel Abdul Haqq of Community Cultivations will be joining us in the 7:30 hour. If you're listening online, thank you so much. We greatly appreciate that. And be sure and post your comments in the comment section if you would like to. We're on YouTube. See our YouTube channel right there. YouTube, Higher Learning TV show, and Facebook.com Higher. I'm sorry, HLNTV1. Okay, today is Grand Rising. Jody, thank you for joining me this morning. Fagala's birthday. Happy birthday, Fagala. Happy birthday to you. Are you listening, Fagala? Happy birthday to you. It's Auntie Z over here in the cold, windy city. Happy birthday to you and many more. Wow. How old is she? I'm sure you'll call and let us know. Or just type it in the comics. Coming up in the 7:30 hour, we will be taking calls. So you can give us a call at 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak. And remember, while you're at it, at the TV, remember to set those DVRs Tuesdays at 6, Wednesdays at 1 on Channel 19 and 24/7 on our YouTube channel. And higherlearningnetwork.org. And while you're there, be sure and remember that if you have been inside, like most of us have, tea time, chances are you're eating a little bit too much. Gained a few pounds, so could be pre-diabetic and not know it. I was for 10 years, so check it out. It's free. Free download at diabeticdonut.com. Okay? And if you're headed out this morning, your weather advisory, it is a winter weather advisory. It's cold in Chicago. If you're going to travel, it's tricky. It's icy out there. So take your time, leave out a few minutes earlier, or just take your time. You want to get where you're going in one piece. And wherever you're going, it'll be there when you get there. Okay? Traffic and weather sponsored by Karen Kelly of itex.com. If you want to go anywhere in the world, Alaska, Hawaii, Caribbean, Vegas, Mexico, you can use barter dollars instead of paying your hard-earned cash. So go to the website and check it out. Excuse me. And if you decide to sign up, be sure and use the promo code Zelda. Always giving thanks to the ancestors, Richard McGee and Yvonne Daniels. And you know he's over there on my wall. Herb Kent. I'm going to show you my wall one day. And all the other ancestors who made our way possible. So I'm very grateful for that. So thank you so very, very much. As we take a look at the Metro and CTA, there are no delays. But on the Kennedy, that's a whole nother story. 27 minutes inbound, 22 on the reverse. On the Eden's 25 in, 19 out. On the Eisenhower, 32 in, 21 out. On the Stevenson, Lord, they are jacked up. It is an hour and 5 minutes inbound and 11 on the reverse. You do better off taking a side road. On the Dan Ryan inbound, it's 15 minutes, 12 minutes on the reverse. On the Bishop Ford, it's over an hour and a half due to an accident at 115th. There's a crash in the right lane on the Bishop Ford. So I'm sorry, not an hour and a half, an hour and 2 minutes. Still an hour. It's too long, right? 18 on the reverse. And Lakeshore Drive, DuSable Lakeshore Drive, 10 minutes in both directions. And that's your traffic and weather, sponsored by Karen Kelly of itex.com for business owners, entrepreneurs who want to save some money. So that's what you can do. And it's time for your Monday morning mindfulness word of the day, which will be taken from Inspirational Conversations with Shalom It's Israel, Volume 2. And today I'm reading from February 8th, which is tomorrow, but I read what Spirit gives me, and it gave me this. And it says, don't set yourself up for disappointment this week because of a social holiday is near and you don't have a significant other in your life. We often focus on the outer instead of the inner. We won't receive true love until we learn to love ourselves first. Ooh, that's the hardest thing, right? Not the fatal attraction kind of love where he or she can't live without you, but the kind of patience, understanding, and empathy that will still be around when you are at your very lowest, when you don't want anyone to see you, you don't even want to talk to anyone. When we truly love ourselves, love shows up in the most unexpected places, like a warm feeling in your body, enjoying the simple pleasures of life, alone with nature, receiving something totally unexpected, saying no, or simply look in the mirror and really like what you see staring back at you. Love yourself first as if you were the lover you seek. Mhm. No one can love you the way that you can. Don't try to give all your love to one individual. Please don't do that. Their cup may not be big enough to hold it. Inspirational Conversations with Shalom Israel, aka Zelda Speaks, available at higherlearningnetwork.org, which is the center of the work that we do at HLN. Our current projects are youth media. And since we can't get them in the studio, we have to do a live show. And that is every Saturday, every fourth Saturday. So this Saturday, this contest, the Global Virtual Teen Talent Contest, is Saturday, February 26th. It's on my blog, ZeldaSpeaks.wordpress.com. And speaking of my blog, I'll tell you about that in a minute. Go check it out, ZeldaSpeaks.wordpress.com. All of my sisters are on it. Each and every one is doing something different. Wendy Williams is running for judge. Jody Susan is telling us about the bod, in which I'm giving you a great discount. So be sure and tell Jody that Zelda sent you. And also not Jody, Viata's tiny house. She's working on her tiny house. You know, Viata that comes on Fridays from 7 until 9 a.m. on health and well-being. And then she comes again on Sunday evening, 7 till 9 p.m. on Soul Purpose Healing. So she transitioned from a 6-8 bedroom house to a tiny house, and from that tiny house to her son's house, and now she's building another house. It's so exciting. You got to go see it. ZeldaSpeaks.wordpress.com. I know I talk fast, right? ZeldaSpeaks.wordpress.com. So there it is. You can go see it. I know I talk too fast. Okay. Well, that's part of growing up in secular radio. You had a certain amount of time to say a certain amount of things. And if you didn't get it in, you just left out. So I transferred those skills from secular radio, terrestrial radio, they call it now, to the podcast. So I'm still working on that. But in the meantime, in between time, that's what I do. That's what we do at the Higher Learning Network. And don't forget about our homeless project. And on Instagram, check out our Instagram page too. It's HLN dot, what is it? HLN dot homeless dot project. And there it is right there. So check us out on Instagram. We buy heaters. When I say we, I mean the Higher Learning Network, the organization, nonprofit 501c3. So donations are tax deductible. We're always trying to buy heaters and generators to help keep the homeless warm. Because if you woke up and you were on a computer this morning, chances are you slept on a warm bed last night. And you don't know what that's like, laying out there on the ground. It's cold. It is not unpleasant. And my hat is off to those who do it, because you don't know what you can do until you do it. But I ordered some special kind of chocolate, dark chocolate vanilla bean. Can you see that? and it is so good. And I got so much. The link is on on my blog, ZeldaSpeaks.wordpress.com. So when you scroll down, there's a lot there. There's about probably 10 pages you got to go through to get this cocoa. And I got so much cocoa, and it's so good. And I said, I can't drink all of this cocoa. Tony and I can't drink all of this cocoa. So we're going to go get some cups and containers and a big thing to put the cocoa in and share it with the homeless. So that's part of our homeless project. And that's what I ask you to do too. When you see somebody homeless, don't shake your head. Don't judge them. You don't know what they went through and what they're still going through. Say hi, buy them a cup of tea, cup of coffee. If you can, if you can't, just say good morning. Have a great day or something. But don't turn your nose up at homeless people because you never know. You never know what the world has in store for you. So I just want to share that. So that's what we do at the Higher Learning Network. So it is about that time. Oh, it's 7:15, right on time. And you know what that means? It's time for your Monday morning mindfulness stress relief session. So what we do is focus on the power of our breath, because breath is your first line of offense when you're attacked or physically, mentally, emotionally. And we have a tendency to automatically respond, right? And it's hard, but we got to practice. That's why we got to practice. Practice makes perfect, right? No, practice makes improvement. So the more we practice, the better we get at it. So let's start. We're going to inhale and to the count of 5. And when we inhale, I want you to put your hand on your stomach and feel your stomach expand. If it's not expanding, you're not breathing deep enough. So you inhale deeply through the nose, feel that stomach expand. Hold it. And then exhale. And then blow out a little longer than you inhale. So we're going to do that together, right? Okay, don't be looking at me shaking your head. You just sit down somewhere. Feet flat on the floor. And let's just stretch. Oh, yes, stretch. Like a cat does in the morning. If you got a high back chair like I do, I turn around all the way and feel that stretch in my middle. Yeah, and in my back. Ooh, that feels good. You feel that stretch? Come on, stretch with me. There you go. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that feels good. Oh, yes, the body is loving that stretch. Mm-hmm. Looking at my little plant up there. I love my plants. They keep me company. They make me happy. They make me smile. I haven't always been able to grow them. I'm sorry, I digress. Pet plants just turn me out. I'm sorry. Anyway, inhale deeply. Hold it. And exhale. And remember, when you inhale, you gotta put your hands on your stomach and feel that stomach inflate. Let's do it again. Inhale deeply. Hold it. And exhale. Doesn't it feel good? Yes. So this time as we do it, have that hands on that stomach. Inhale deeply. Hold it. And exhale. Now this time when you inhale, take these 2 fingers and this thumb and just massage the back of that neck. That's where the vagus nerve that is connected to the immune system and your happy system too. You know, the happy system? Yeah, that's the system you're putting in place right now. So inhale deeply. Hold it. And exhale. And massage that vagus nerve, because that vagus nerve will talk to you when it needs to. So let's give it something positive to talk about, sending positive electrical energy up and down the spine and all throughout the system. And take these fingers and rub those shoulders, because this is where I hold most of my attention, sitting all day. Yeah. And then I take my fingers and I knead, KNEAD, I knead my shoulder. Oh, yes, that feels good. So you can do that. You can do whatever you want to do to you. It's your body. It's your thing. Do what you want to do. I can't tell you who to need it to. This kind of need. Inhale deeply. Hold it. And exhale. See, you feel good already. See, this is what you can do when they come at you. Inhale deeply. Through the nose. You felt that stomach expand? Good for you. And as you exhale, blow out just a little bit harder than you inhale. Inhale deeply. Feeling that stomach expand. And exhale. Place of peace. It's a place of serenity. You don't have to go anywhere. It is right here. Excuse me. So let us take that breath. Inhale deeply. Bring that breath all the way to the top of the head. Hold it. And as we exhale, feel the energy of the breath going down through the face, the forehead, past the chin, and relaxing on the shoulders. As we inhale deeply. Hold it. And as we exhale, feel the energy flowing down through the shoulders and the arms and the wrist and the fingers. And feel free to move them any kind of way you want to. And just inhale deeply. Sending more love and light and energy down through the body, through the shoulders, through the chest and the stomach and the back and the hips. As we do the higher learning hip roll, because as you sit all day, there's no movement, and a body in motion stays in motion. So you got to move just a little bit, as we inhale deeply. Hold it. And as we exhale, sending light, love, and energy down through the hips and the thighs through the power of the breath. Through the thighs and the knees and the legs, feel free to rub any of those parts of your body that may be asking your attention. I know my knees sometimes tell me, Zelda, you need to get to the gym, girl. Not today. I'm going to the gym. Inhale deeply. Hold it. And exhale, sending more love and light and energy down through the legs and the arches and the ankles and the insteps. Yes. And the toes. Yes. Wiggle those toes. Sending more love and light and vibrating energy back up through the toes and the feet and the ankles and the arches and the legs and the knees. Yes. Yes. Breathe in. Bringing that energy back on up through the thighs and the hips and the buttocks and the backs as we exhale and give thanks for the power of the breath. As we inhale once more. Feeling that stomach expand. Yes, bringing that energy back up through the chest, the breast, the back, the arm, and the shoulders as we stretch once again. As we inhale deeply once more. Hold it. And exhale. Inhale one last time. Take a long deep breath and bring all that energy back up to the top of the head as we give thanks for the power of the breath. Because someone somewhere cannot breathe on their own. So we give thanks that we have the chest and the lung capacity to breathe in without any assistance and to breathe out. See, we take that for granted. Not those who are on other means of breathing. Give thanks for the power of the breath. So let's take one long, last, deep inhale together, feeling that stomach rise as we inhale. Hold it. And as you exhale, bend your head down, chin to chest, and slowly rotate that head to the left. Slowly bring it around to the back, and slowly bring it around to the right. Slow down, moving too fast. And slowly bring it around back to the front. Head up. Inhale deeply. Hold it. And tilt your head forward, chin to chest, and slowly rotate the head to the right. That's why you're sitting up straight, so you won't get a crook in your back and your neck. If you feel it, it's just a pop. It's just the increment. Won't hurt you. And bring that head all the way around to the front. Head up. Inhale deeply. Hold it. And as you exhale, look to the left as far as you possibly can, feeling a stretch in the right part of the neck. Yeah, that feels good, doesn't it? Yeah. Just sit with that for a moment. Feels good. Inhale deeply. Hold it. And look to the right as far as you possibly can. Feel the stretch in the left side of the neck. Yes. Inhale deeply. And bring the head back around and exhale. How does that feel? Refreshing, liberating, energizing. Now, what we do is give thanks for the power of the breath. It's the attitude of gratitude because when you're thankful, you open the door for more. And I want more deep breaths. Don't you? I certainly do. Inhale deeply. Two of the most powerful words in the planet. Whatever you put behind them, that's entirely up to you. But I'm going to say, I am happy. Inhale once more. I am healthy. See all that vibrating energy? You're sending love and light and energy throughout the body. That's what happens with the I am. Let's do one more I am. Inhale deeply. I am divinely guided and protected because I trust the universe that I am always at the right place at the right time doing the right thing. As we inhale once more. Ladies and gentlemen, you have just triggered the happiness gene. Your whole body inside is dancing. It's doing a dancing job. It's just, yes, we got energy. We are just all over the place. We're going to have a good time today. Let's breathe some more. Hold it. And exhale. How don't you feel good? Now share that with somebody today because somebody somewhere is stressed the hell out and it ain't you. So share with them how to breathe in. Count of 5. Hold it. Feel that stomach expand. And exhale. And if you can't remember everything, just go to my YouTube channel, Higher Learning TV Show, or ZeldaSpeaks, or ZeldaSpeaks Mindfulness. Got 3 of them. And be sure and share that because the less stress you are, you share that energy with those around you. So you've got to bring them to your level, not go down to theirs. Got to bring them up. Give them some of that high energy as we inhale. And exhale. There's magic in the moment. There's grounding. That's what you're doing. You're getting centered. Can't go outside and hug a tree. Too cold today. But you can touch a plant. You can smell it. You can kiss it. You can do that. So keep some plants around you, and you'll be glad you did. So when you are physically, mentally, emotionally attacked, just start breathing. And hopefully they won't get to you, and you'll be able to save your sanity. And that is your Monday morning mindful meditation. But I want to share with you some comments. Oh, I see we have a few comments here. Dr. Patricia Rogers, OMG. How are you, my sister? Oh my goodness. I met this fantastic sister. Fabulous queen. And where were we at? Was it Las Vegas or Miami? I don't know. But you got to go check her out. She's on LinkedIn. Awesome sister I met. Oh, Patricia Rogers, thank you so much for calling and for joining this morning. And Jody says sixth birthday for Fagala. Happy birthday, Fagala. She's 6 years young. And Dr. Patricia Rogers says sitting, we'll do it. All right, girl. That's right. We got to get that personal energy time in because the world will come in and just knock you off your axis if you let it. She says, love this place of serenity inside me. Yes, girl, you are the center. And yes, it is so glad to see you again. Yes, my sister. Thank you so much. I wish I was there with you where it's warm because it's 2 degrees in Chicago. I said, we can work that out, right? So thank you so much for joining us this morning. Coming up in about 2 minutes, we're going to have, after the 7:30 break, we're going to have Lionel Abdul Haqq of Community Cultivations with us. But before we do that, I want to show you my video from Click. And that is, the reason why I'm showing you this is because we all do shopping, right? And chances are we shop and we give away and we get nothing for our money. So this is an organization that I joined via Jody Susan, who is our Tuesday host on self-care. And she told me about it, and I was like, because every time I shop at Amazon, Amazon don't give me a dime. So this is a chance for you to go and make some money. So you be sure and check it out. And because I'm going to share this with you right now. Okay. So you be sure and check it out. And then I'll share the rest of it with you later. So here we go. And why not hear it? Because there's no sound.
Well, Quick, where customers can buy, share, and earn. Meet Sam. Sam owns an e-commerce business that sells athletic shoes and running gear. Sam wants to increase her sales without increasing marketing spend. So she decides to list her products on Quick. On Quick, her loyal customers can get paid for sharing her products with their friends. Sam uploads her products to the marketplace, just like she would on Amazon or Shopify. Meet Laura. Laura is in the market for a new pair of shoes and comes across Sam's brand on the Quick marketplace. Laura is able to purchase the shoes and check out like she would on any other e-commerce site. After purchasing, Laura receives a unique Quick link that she can share with friends to begin earning Quick Cash. Her friend Jessica opens Laura's Quick link on her phone and purchases the pair of shoes. Because Jessica purchases using Laura's Quick link, Laura receives Quick Cash in her account. After purchasing, Jessica can now share her own Quick link and begin earning Quick Cash as well. But Quick is more than just your typical referral or affiliate platform. Quick rewards customers for sales they directly and indirectly influence. So, for every sale Jessica's new Quick link makes, Laura will earn additional Quick Cash as well, making the potential for earning exponential. Laura and Jessica can transfer their Quick Cash balance to their bank account at any time, or can even use Quick Cash to make additional purchases in the app. Meanwhile, Sam can just watch as the sales roll in. Best of all, she doesn't have to worry about costs, since she is only spending marketing dollars when actual purchases are made. Start buying, sharing, and earning today at quickclick.com.
And that's where I got this tea from, not tea, hot cocoa. And there's plenty other items on there available. But I only order what I'm going to use. I'm not ordering just to be ordering. So you go to my blog, ZeldaSpeaks.wordpress.com, and you'll see it there. And thanks for sharing.
Hi, I'm Dr.
Welcome to Quick, where customers can buy, share, and earn. Meet Sam. Sam owns an e-commerce business that sells athletic.
Doing something you enjoy. Walking, dancing, rolling on the floor with your dogs or kids, really anything. The body craves movement to keep its bones, joints, and muscles happy. Even our mental health and internal organs and digestive system rely on our movement. Thanks for being a part of the Higher Learning Network on the Female Solution.
Everything you need, what your body needs, is found in nature. So Susan Essentials doesn't do it any other way. Susan Essentials provides your employees and individuals access to over 20,000 nutritional products, and they are shipped direct to your door. Because Susan Essentials is certified in plant-based healing, we're committed to offer you the best nutritional supplements on the planet. They're non-GMO and sustainably produced, and we take the guesswork out for you. Let Susan Essentials help you take control of your health today.
We all say we would like to be wealthy, but wealth isn't determined by how much money you have. Wealth is determined by your power to define what money is. The dictionary defines money as something used as a way to pay for goods and services and to pay people for their work. So how would you like to have access to an unlimited source of money? Money that is not taxed by the government. Money that increases as you share the opportunity with others. Money that you can use to pay for goods and services and pay people for their work. I'm talking about Bitcoin. It's the future of independent wealth building. Bitcoin is the new money that you control. Get started building your wealth. Call 312-849-3456. That's 312-849-3456.
The Female Solution Global Radio TV Show invites you to an invigorating conversation with our team of hosts Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Time. Start your week with Monday Morning Mindfulness with ZeldaSpeaks. Tuesdays, Self-Cell Care with Jody Susan. Wednesdays, Repairing Broken Families with Naima Latif and co-host Kareem Hamid. Thursdays, Soulful Solutions with Dr. Debbie Green. And Fridays, Health and Wellbeing with Beata. Saturdays, tune in 12 noon to 2 p.m. Central Time. First Saturday, Success Strategies with Jana. Second Saturday, Wendy Williams Esquire on relationships. Third Saturday, Move Around with Deborah. And fourth Saturday, Wisdom with Mama D. Join us Sundays, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time for Soul Purpose Healing with Beata. Call in and comment 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak to the host and be a part of the solution.
Because you are a part of the solution. And that is the lineup Monday through Sunday here on The Female Solution on blogtalkradio.com, The Female Solution, and also on the Female Solution website, Facebook page. Thank you so much for joining me back here this morning. I'm ZeldaSpeaks, your host. And our topic today for Black History Month continuing, it's a conversation with Brother Lionel Abdul Haqq of Community Cultivations, and he will be joining us via phone. If you would like to join the conversation this morning, 515-605-9325, press 1 to speak. But right now, we're going to welcome Brother Lionel Abdul Haqq of Community Cultivations. Welcome, Brother Lionel. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Grand Rising.
Welcome. Glad to be here once again, and thank you for inviting me.
Yes, thank you for being here, because we know it's going to be a good day, because when Lionel brings it to us in the raw, he keeps it real, and that's what I love about it. Had a conversation yesterday, conversation I continued into the day, so thank you so much, Lionel. We're discussing this morning Phoenix Rising. Can you tell us why you chose this movie review for Phoenix Rising, Lionel?
Well, it's actually not a movie. It's based on a CD that was produced by the Temptations. It was released in the 80s, and I think it was in the 80s, the late 80s, or early 90s. And it was a breath of fresh air, a return to a style and repertoire of music that they had not done, the Temptations that it hadn't done for quite some time. And it was a series of beautiful love songs, songs that have deeper social meaning. And the concept of Phoenix Rising was like a rebirth of the kind of music that made Motown famous, that made the Temptations famous. And we thought it would be a good way to focus our attention with regard to African American History Month, Black History Month, in a way that would be different than what you would get in most other perspectives. We also want to include in this discussion another album or CD produced in the same period by Quincy Jones, who incorporated a number of other artists, jazz artists, some of the greatest jazz artists in this particular piece called Back on the Block. That was a groundbreaking, revolutionary piece of music that helped to elevate jazz, not jazz music, but rap music, by incorporating the the musicians of rap and the musicians of jazz in a beautiful combination of music that incorporated both jazz and hip hop, rap. And so those are the things that I think we could benefit from today in our discussion and hopefully carry with us throughout the year as we continue to strive in this journey of the soul to realize our full potential in the 21st century.
Yeah, because in order to realize our potential, we have got to go somewhere other than where we are in order to make that a reality, because the powers that be want us crazy. So we have got to do whatever it is that we need to do in order to maintain sanity.
All praise be the Most High.
Amen.
The reality of life in general, on every level, is in the hands of. It's better understood when you understand that it's a divine thing. Life that come out of nowhere. It came as part of a will that was expressed in the beginning that started the whole process moving. And it is the journey of the soul is the journey of that which began the process to move from infancy to maturity out of darkness into light. And we are on that journey. And the concept that is expressed in Phoenix Rising, the mythology of the Phoenix bird rising from the ashes of ruins, is a metaphor, just as the ancient Kemetic teachings about the resurrection, the story of Haru, the birth of Haru through his father Asar and Aset, and his mother Aset. That the metaphor, the story of him being killed by his brother and his body chopped up into 14 pieces and his penis thrown into the river and consumed by a fish or crocodile, and that his consort, his love, Asher, put his body back together and use a piece of metal for his penis.
What?
And saying that's the story, yeah. That's the story. She used a piece of gold or something. I don't know exactly. I don't remember exactly how it went. But she used a piece of metal as a symbol of his penis and sang a song and brought him back to life.
Oh.
And that the whole concept of the resurrection is really in that story. That analogy or metaphor. And that the thing they call the phallic symbol in Greek, but it was called a teket in ancient Kemet, is the thing that we have created today in Washington, D.C., called the Washington Monument. And this symbolic penis, it's a symbol of the penis of Haru. I mean, of a star that was reestablished and brought about the birth of the son, Haru. So this is metaphor. This is symbolic, and the concept of the birth, death, and resurrection of Jesus to save the world is the same story, and it's just been the names and the faces have changed, but the story is essentially the same.
Remains the same.
The concept of the rebirth of humanity, the rebirth of the human spirit, and the resurrection of human society from the ashes, from the ruins, from the death, is what the 21st century is all about.
Wow, I had never quite heard that explanation, Lionel. Wow. that you talk about bringing that.
To the music of Phoenix Rising from the Temptations. Back in the 80s and 90s, and Back on the Block from Quincy Jones. Both speak to a resurrection. Both speak to a renewal of a spirit of human life that will help us to conquer and overcome the difficulties that we face coming out of darkness in the 20th century into the light of the 21st.
Wow. Excuse me. I'm trying to pull up the screen here that shows the Temptations of those who did not know, who don't know, who may be a little young. It's like, what are they talking about? It's like, yeah, the Temptations. If you've been living on this planet, then you know a little bit about the Temptations. So I was just trying to find a photo to show, and I found one here on Google, so you can see that. Well, actually, you can see it, but it's just not that big. So let me see if I can enlarge that for you. Phoenix Rising album, as a matter of fact. Can you all see that? Yeah, I think I can. But anyway, I just wanted to get a visual for our viewing audience. I just wanted to share that because I'd never heard that story. I'd never heard.
Are you still wasting time?
Oops. Didn't mean to show that. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Lionel. I was just trying to show that for our audience, but I'll bring it back here now. Wow.
In getting started, I would like to read some excerpts from my review that I did back in that day and that time.
Okay.
And give you some insights into where we're coming from and why I think this is important for us in Black History Month.
Okay.
Phoenix Rising, for Lovers Only, a review by Lionel Haqq. During African American History Month, it is customary to commemorate and celebrate the accomplishments and contributions of individuals and organizations that have advanced our struggle for freedom, justice, and equality. Since the imposition of chattel slavery, that is, the first phase of captivity and forced servitude, most of these were known, what is known today as Oreos. This metaphor characterizes the individual.
It is Black History Month and all.
Cookie that is black on the outside but white on the inside. It is intended to convey the idea that shared individuals and organizations were directed by and dependent upon white folks. This is the final phase of slavery, to develop and instill a psychosocial state of dependency, a perverse and pathological sense of obligation and indebtedness towards white folks for bringing us out of Africa and into slavery in America. Was advanced and promoted by them and continues to this day. The number of independent or all black examples to commemorate and celebrate are few and far between. It is our contention that these should be foremost as stars and superstars to guide and inspire our future generations. Towards that end, Community Cultivation salutes the Honorable Marcus Garvey, founder of the United Negro Improvement Association, Noble Drew Ali, founder of the Moorish Science Temple, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, inspired leader of the Lost Foundation of Islam, Brothers Huey P. Newby and Bobby Shields, co-founder of the Black Panther Party, and Kwame Toure, a.k.a. Stokely Carmichael, founder of the Student Nonviolent Coordinator. We also wish to add to this illustrious list, in the spirit of love and respect that is the brick and mortar that have brought and held these dynamic individuals into the union of institutional support, was Barry Gordy Jr., founder of Motown Records. Although he may never have expressed that black unity was in any way part of his motivation, it is our contention that his sense of business and showmanship, coupled with the musical genius of William Smokey Robinson, was a marriage made in heaven that gave birth to a cadre of all black personalities who did just that. The Miracle, the Four Tops, Mary Wells, the Supremes, Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, the Marvelettes, the Shirelles, and the Jackson 5 are all legendary artists and groups whose music is indelibly inscribed upon the hearts and minds of people the world over. The lion's share of that music, one hit song after another, for each of these artists and groups, was written and produced by Mr. Smokey. The Motown sound was a smooth, flowing blend of rhythm and blues, accented by a trademark bridge of a jazz saxophone that delivered his profound lyrical metaphors with an electric intensity. Lyrics that spoke of love and relationships in a context of meaningful involvement and permanent commitment. In the world of business, it is said that salesmen are the wheels that make a business go. And presentation is 50% of the sale. The degree of the discipline, showmanship, and precision choreography that Berry Gordy demanded of Motown artists and musicians altered people's perception and took African Americans to a whole new level. Decked out in tailored suits and evening gowns, the Motown Revue began to tour the country, playing for sold-out audiences and the biggest theaters and auditoriums available, leaving behind them such an indelible and an incredible sense of love and respect for self among and upon the impressionable youth that dance lands and groups imitating the Motown moves and grooves were spawned everywhere. By the mid-60s, their professional image and the desire to cash in on this phenomenon led to big-time international exposure on the Ed Sullivan Show and Big Clark American Bandstand. It is our contention that the sense of racial pride and human dignity that the indoctrination of white supremacy had brutally crushed was revived and resurrected by Mr. Gordy's Motown Revue. We further conclude that without this inspirational image of unity and harmonious cooperation, the movement called Black Consciousness, Civil Rights, and Pan-Africanism may not have been. So like the oppressive orders of Caesar and Pharaoh in the late part of ancient Egypt. Before them, the infamous Willie Lynch syndrome, the Willie Lynches of the modern world of slavery, had diligently sought to isolate us from any exposure to such positive images. There were individuals like Richard and James Brown who, in stark contrast, projected an image that was wild, frenzied, and emasculate. Their lyrics were not much more than moans and groans of anguish and lust, or the braying and squeals of asses and swine. Indeed, the Motown Revue was more than just a breath of fresh air, but in the context of scripture, it was the very breath of life itself. Among the cadre of talented all-black individuals and groups, none stood taller and did it better than David Russell, Betty Kendricks, Paul Williams, Otis Williams, and Melvin Franklin.
Say that. I'm sorry. I'm just like, yes, I say that. Yes, I'm just agreeing with you. I'm sorry. I'm just so caught up in what you're saying. I apologize for interrupting you.
He gets good sometimes, I
know. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Individually, these brothers were most of us, were typical Negroes that is shackled by ignorance, fear, and self-hatred that inclined us toward destructive social behavior and limited our potential. Together, under the disciplined regimentation of Berry Gordy's School of Art and Repertoire, they were tempered and welded, refined and polished to become one of the finest, most precision and sweet-sounding attractions this sensation-sick society has ever seen. From the beginning, they were unique among European groups in that there was not one specific outstanding leader. In the same way that jazz band graciously and with mutual respect allowed each musician a turn to solo and improvise, each of the Temptations would step out front, do his thing, and then smoothly flow into the background. Mm-hmm. In retrospect, it is obvious that Mr. Gordy, whether consciously or unconsciously, synthesized and pulled together the styles and flavor of various forms of entertainment in the American experience like a bee does in making honey. Although we do not accept that money is the root of all evil, it is certainly often accompanied by some significant challenges. For as it is with the aforementioned all-black individuals and organizations striving to change the inferior image and social status of African American people, Motown Records was targeted for destruction and a change of direction by the powers that be when they began to rise from the ashes. Infiltrated during the late 60s and 70s by agents of the oppressors, posing as sincere advisors, well-wishers, and investors who suggested and implemented sweeping changes in the spirit of divide and conquer. As a result, the Supremes went from the Diana Ross and the Supremes to Diana Ross, while the Four Tops, Stevie Wonder, and others flew the coop altogether. Smokey Robinson kicked the miracle to the curb and stopped writing to anybody but himself. Among the Temptations, Paul Williams allegedly committed suicide, and first David Russell, then Eddie Kingston got the big head in pursuit of individual careers. The new Temptations started wearing a collage of polyester leisure suits, platform car shoes, and singing songs that glorified getting high and poppers with the Rolling Stones. As we approach the dawning of the 21st century, the new millennium, a time envisioned in the context of Scripture as to represent a rebirth of the human spirit, comes a second breath of life. One original and four new Temptations have risen from the depth of virtual obscurity like a mythological bird of fingers. For Lovers Only, released at this time in late 1998, marked their return to the positive image of five fine, well-groomed African-American men standing tall, stepping with smooth precision and singing harmoniously of meaningful, substantive relationships. This second resurrection that has again swept the nation with an inspiration of unity and pride has a more universal flavor and focus. The songs on love for Lovers Only, like What a Difference a Day Makes, and I'm Glad There Is You, are old jazz standards written and produced from a consciousness that is Black but not necessarily African American. In truth, the Black consciousness movement was never intended to be exclusive, divisive, or racist. The struggle for freedom, however, the struggle for freedom, justice, and equality is indeed everybody's business. It is historically true that those who were suffering the most would be the first to cry out and to stand up for change. This is by the face of Allah God, a new day dawning. As the powers that used to be fight among themselves like there is no tomorrow, their vice grip of control that manipulate the masses of people has been loosened. The princes and princesses of this modern day Egypt are rising above their fear of Pharaoh and perverse love of vainglory and materialism to answer the call to real glory and honor as soldiers and champions of social justice. Okay, so that's basically the review. And the connection between Phoenix Rising, the mythology, and the return to that kind of entertainment that has been taken away from us and transform the Temptations into something totally different than what was originally established. And then return to that was like the story of the Phoenix Rising, and we hope that this contribution to our community would be like it was when it originally was established.
Excuse me. That is a mouthful. That's a lot to digest. I am so very grateful. Wow. You just bring a whole new perspective, and the lines are lit up, Lionel, and it's 8:00, and we got to take our first commercial break. If you want to join the conversation, 515-605-9325, press 1 to speak, and we'll get you in there. And we're going to take a commercial break, and we will be right back. So you stay close.
We have an opportunity to transform the whole global society in the next 50 years. 50 years from now, the earth will be populated by a new generation of adults, many of whom are yet unborn. Our mission is to nurture them in childhood with love, guidance, and protection, and to raise them in healthy, happy families. If we impart values of compassion, generosity, and respect for fellow human beings in the next generation of children, they will create a world where people can live together in peace. This is our goal. Be a part of the transformation. Get your copy of the book, The Female Solution. Go to www.naimalatif.com. That's www.naimalatif.com.
Are you constantly arguing with your spouse? Are your children misbehaving and acting out? Did someone in your family abuse words? Have you been a victim of domestic violence? Are you grieving the loss of a loved one? Let us help you restore serenity to your life. At Serenity Family Social Services, we understand that good mental health is a result of emotional well-being. Our goal is to assist you and your family in relieving emotional distress and restoring harmony and balance to your lives. We offer individual, couples, and family counseling. I'm Howard Williams, CEO of Serenity Family Social Services. Call us today at 312-315-4820. That's 312-315-4820.
Do you want to live in a world without war? Join our World Peace movement. Helping culture, world peace, and restoration of light transcend culture, religion, ideology, and other boundaries to achieve peaceful harmony in the global society. HWPL is committed to bringing world peace and cessation of war through peaceful dialogue between religious groups. I am Director Kim of HWPL Chicago branch of North America. Join us for our next gathering. Call 773-580-1501 and be a part of the movement for world peace. Email us at chicagohwpl@gmail.com.
Customers can buy, share, and earn. Meet Sam. Sam owns an e-commerce business that sells athletic shoes and running gear. Sam wants to increase her sales without increasing marketing spend, so she decides to list her products on QuickClick. On QuickClick, her loyal customers can get paid for sharing her products with their friends. Sam uploads her products to the marketplace, just like she would on Amazon or Shopify. Meet Laura. Laura is in the market for a new pair of shoes and comes across Sam's brand on the Quick Marketplace. Laura is able to purchase the shoes and check out like she would on any other e-commerce site. After purchasing, Laura receives a unique Quick link that she can share with friends to begin earning Quick Cash. Her friend Jessica opens Laura's Quick link on her phone and purchases the pair of shoes. Because Jessica purchases using Laura's Quick link, Laura receives Quick Cash in her account. After purchasing, Jessica can now share her own Quick link and begin earning Quick Cash as well. But QuickClick is more than just your typical referral or affiliate platform. QuickClick rewards customers for sales they directly and indirectly influence. So, for every sale Jessica's new QuickLink makes, Laura will earn additional Quick Cash as well, making the potential for earning exponential. Laura and Jessica can transfer their Quick Cash balance to their bank account at any time, or can even use Quick Cash to make additional purchases in the app. Meanwhile, Sam can just watch as the sales roll in. Best of all, she doesn't have to worry about costs, since she is only spending marketing dollars when actual purchases are made. Start buying, sharing, and earning today at quickclick.com.
And you can get that information on my blog at ZeldaSpeaks.wordpress.com. It is there 24/7 because I don't know about you, but I'm an avid shopper at Amazon. I have been for years. We even had an account there.
Welcome to QuickClick, where customers can buy, share, and earn.
Girl, we heard
Meet
you.
Sam.
That was enough. Okay, be quiet. Calm down. Okay. And I had the honor and blessing of being in the company of my sisters, the Female Solution. And Jody Susan of Susan Essentials introduced me to this platform because I ain't made a dime off of Amazon. Well, I shouldn't say that. The organization did, but we made enough money to hire grant writers so that we can do the things that we need to do for youth. And of all the things that she shared with me, this is one of my favorite because this is where I got the hot cocoa I was telling you about earlier. So when you buy something, they'll give you a link. Oh, I forgot to put the links in there too. But the information is on my blog, ZeldaSpeaks.wordpress.com. Let me pull that up for you. And it's just not hot chocolate. It's anything you want. And the site is in beta now, so it's growing. But this is my favorite. I got noni juice. If you don't know what noni juice is, Google it, because noni juice is made of berries. And it is the juice that I drank some years ago when I don't remember what I broke something. I was on a crutch. And was it my toe? It had to be. Yeah, it was my toe. And I was in a cast for, the doctor said 4 to 8 weeks. No, 6 to 8 weeks. And I met a Muslim brother. And he said, sister, here. He didn't even charge me for it. It was like $45 a bottle. It's not that expensive on QuickClick. But he gave it to me. And he said, take this. And if it don't work, come back and see me. My cast was off in 4 weeks. What can I tell you? Proper nutrition. So that information is there for you and it's available for you. So thank you so very much for joining us this morning on Phoenix Rising, a conversation with Brother Lionel Abdul Haqq of Community Cultivation. If you would like to join the conversation, we would love to have you here. 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak. Let's go to the phone line to get a couple calls. 773-487. Grand Rising. Hi, who's this? Where are you calling from?
Kofi, calling from the Midwest.
Hi, Kofi. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Yeah, I grew up in the 60s with the Motown music, and I enjoyed that era. And to look back at it, 40-some years later, you can see the evolution of our minds. My mind has evolved so much back then, because back in the 60s, you had to cower down. All the time, you couldn't look white folks in the eye. You had to walk around stupid, act like my mama said, don't tell me smart now. Don't be too smart now. that's how I grew up. Don't act too intelligent now. Don't let these white folks know you smart.
Wow.
Act like a chattel slave now. Sometimes you have to buck down and they'll bother you now. And see now, I'm free from all that. I'm letting people know I'm not gonna buck down, because we danced and we was all doing happy stuff back then, and that was kind of a buck you down, saying just dance. That's all we saying. Just dance, just make the white folks happy. Just smile and dance. And now I'm out here doing songs about, hey, I'm not no African American. You ain't breathing for no Africa. But now y'all get the truth out. I said, yeah. I said, we battling against these Negroes, these chattel slave Negroes is keeping this dummy, trying to dummy us down out here. They're like, oh my, I forget these chattel slaves out here in 2022. Trying to dummy us down. See? I ain't being dumb no more. I'm letting it out. I'm letting you Negroes go out here. Y'all chattel slaves and y'all can't think.
Well, that
y'all been dumbing down, and we have a new evolution, a new music with perspective. You look at Marvin Gaye, and how Marvin Gaye was trying to write songs on what's going on. And Barry Good said, no, don't put that out, because you're gonna start Negroes to thinking.
And that's exactly what happened.
Right.
And that's exactly what's happening. And I'm so glad you said that, Kofi, because there's a sister on the internet, and she's African, mind you. And what you just said, and what Brother Lionel Abdul Haqq has said, when I saw this, I was like, oh my goodness, I have got to bring this on the show. So I would like all of us to listen to what this sister has to say. So I'm going to mute everybody's mic just so we can hear this.
History Month, and I want to use this chance to tell you who Africans were. Most people think that Greece is the custodian of almost all important world philosophers because the Greeks are smart. But no, it is because all important Greek philosophers studied in Africa, took the knowledge to their countries, personalized it without giving credit. Aristotle, for instance, studied in Africa for over 20 years, even admitted that Africa is the land of the wise. But you know what he did when the colonial invasion set in? He used that opportunity to ransack all the leading universities in Africa, stole all the books, and went to start his own academy in Athens. Pythagoras did not invent the Pythagoras theorem. He studied it in Africa for 22 years. Hippocrates studied medicine in Africa for years. Thales, Solon, Plato, Eudoxus, all these great philosophers were students in Africa. So as a Black history student, next time they teach you about Harvard being the best university in medicine, followed by Oxford, Stanford, Cambridge, ask them, what about the House of Life University in Africa that pioneered almost all philosophies used in medicine today? When they teach you about Christopher Columbus discovering America, ask them, where were the indigenous people? When they teach you about Thomas Edison inventing the light bulb, ask them about his employee, Lewis Howard Latimer. It was the Oromo people of modern-day Ethiopia that discovered the energizing effect in coffee. Starbucks only make money out of that. It was the Nilo-Saharans of Nubia that invented the writing technique in the whole world before the Phoenicians copied it and took it to Greece. It was the Bunyoro people of modern-day Uganda that introduced C-section surgery to the whole world. Robert W. Felkin was just a witness who documented it and took it to England. If it weren't for Garrett Augustus Morgan, we wouldn't be having traffic lights today. It was Mary Van Britten that invented the home security system. Architecture wouldn't be what it is today without the knowledge of the Shona people of modern-day Zimbabwe. These people were able to build towers and huge fortresses without cement or mortar to bond the bricks together. The Portuguese did not even believe this was possible, so they started saying it was aliens. Without the Edo and Yoruba people from West Africa, we wouldn't be having the science of metallurgy. It was the Ishango bone of modern-day Congo that introduced mathematics to the world. This bone was used as the lunar calendar to predict drought and weather. This bone was also the mathematical table that was used during trade in Africa. But when this Belgian man saw the Ishango bone, they took it to the Royal Institute for National Scientists in Belgium, and today the bone can only be viewed under special arrangements by the Belgian government. Most people thought that the Africans who were taken into slavery were just basic cotton pickers, but no. Afro-descendants are the most mimicked people in history of mankind. Ask yourself why.
Ask yourself why. That is a phenomenal video by a phenomenal little sister.
It is Black History
Month. The motherland. It's Black History Month, and she keeping it real and keeping it raw. Let me go back and open up the phone lines, Brother Lionel, Abdul, Haqq. I just had to share that video because he said that because we have been so brainwashed into thinking we are less than who we are. I love the fact the great philosophers of Greeks, they studied in Africa, but we don't know our past, so we don't know that. So thank you, my sister, whoever you are in the motherland. Thank you for sharing, making that information available. And for those of you who did not understand her thick accent, I understood everything she said. Just go to it's on my blog, ZeldaSpeaks.wordpress.com. I love the fact that we have all of this information that is now available to us, Lionel, because things have been hidden for a long time. And just like with the comparison of the temptations and the wholesomeness and the consciousness of the group as they were singing and writing, it's still it carries us forward today. Bless you. Was that a sneeze? A cough. Yeah. Wow.
I think it's important to understand the connection between the prophecies and the metaphors of the past about what was going to happen in the world in terms of people losing so much of the value of what it is to be human and what makes human life so good, and that it would be resurrected, that it would be very much like people being dead, and that there would be a resurrection. The idea of the crucifixion, the cruelty that we see in the story of the birth and the crucifixion of Jesus, and the idea of the resurrection on the third day. See, all of this is symbolic. All of this, the symbolism, the metaphor, the association of time, of being in the grave before the resurrection occurs. All of this is representative of the human struggle, the human struggle. And I want to emphasize the humanness as opposed to the blackness, because all human beings were originally black. Mm-hmm. And the various changes in our physiology occurred as a result of our moving and spreading out in different parts of the world and being disconnected from each other. Mm-hmm. And that disconnect in the different environment and the changes in the atmosphere and so forth caused different changes in our physiology and the way we look. Mm. And so the human society, there is nothing else but human society. We're all human. Mm-hmm. We have degrees of connection to our humanity as a result of our getting away from not just our physical environment of Africa, but also from the consciousness that we used to have. That when we moved to different places, different environments, different laws and rules and behavior was established, and it separated us not just in terms of our physical appearance, but also in terms of our consciousness. Mm. And that the concept of resurrection is what was prophesied in Scripture as what called Armageddon and the Day of Judgment and so on and so forth. All of these things need to be understood in a context that pulls the past, the present, and the future together. And that's where you get the real vision. That's where you get the real understanding. The understanding is what is all already in. And that is the teaching, the concepts, the lifestyle that we used to have before we became divided and separated and lost from our original nature and spirit. But the resurrection is the time that it was promised. It wasn't just something that might happen. They said this is gonna happen.
Okay.
This is the way it's gonna be, according to the divine plan that could be seen by those who had a vision and enough understanding and consciousness to see the future based upon what was going on right then. And this is where the idea that I see in the whole movement of Black consciousness, the whole movement of child slavery and psychological slavery was the death of the human consciousness, and we are in the process of resurrecting that consciousness by the grace of Almighty God.
Amen. Well, thank God for brothers like you who pay attention, who are conscious, and our conscious callers, listeners, and viewers as well, because this, like you said, this is a human thing. This is not a we against them or they against us. This is a human effort, and until we are all on the same page consciously, we can't evolve together, and that's a problem. As Ian Levanzat would say, until today. Sister Vieta Robinson says, Grand Rising Sister, enjoying you and Brother Lionel Abdul Haqq of Community Cultivations. Yes, this brother brings the knowledge. He brings it in the raw. He keeps it real, as the children say. Well, no, what do they say now? Keep it 100. He is past. Yeah, he's past 100. He's about at about 100,000 right about now. Let's go to the phone line and see if we get another call in. 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak. We got a few more minutes before our next break. Area code 312-671. You are live on the Female Solution. Grand Rising, what's your name? Where you calling from? And what's your comment for Brother Lionel Abdul Haqq?
Shalom, we don't die, we multiply. Like it's blessed, beautiful, and all about success, and to breed success and Black power is the best. We got to include it all.
All right now.
This is Brother Minister Robert Floyd Plump, Chicago, Illinois. Grand rising to my beloved brother Abdul Haqq and my beloved sister Zelda Robinson. All right, okay, we win. I got my as they say, I got my brother for February. I'm booking you right now, brother, for dedicating it to Dr. Wells Evans, Buy Black, Invest in Black,
yes,
Sow Black, and Build Back. Give back to our people. It is truly our time now. We start with, when we say our time now, is the Black man, the Black woman, and the Black children, and a way of life that we can share success, breed success. Do you remember Dr. Wells Evans, brother? You remember him? Okay.
Of course. Who
Well,
don't remember Dr. Evans?
Everybody in there, really. You know, and also, I'm sorry, you remember the Honorable Mayor Harold Washington, right?
Of course. Oh, and speaking of Mayor Harold Washington, let me say this before I forget. In April will be his 100th birthday, and we will be celebrating his birthday by honoring our students of the Higher Learning Network with a scholarship in his name. So let me say that while I'm thinking about, and that is to be sure to, if you have youth who are between the ages of 13 and 19, have them send a 1-minute video clip in on a YouTube channel of what they can sing, dance, act, poetry, or whatever their talent is. We want to bless them with this scholarship from Harold Washington, commemorating former Mayor Harold Washington's birthday. Vieta Robinson says, was Whoopi accurate in her words about the Holocaust being simply man's inhumanity to man? Wow, that's a good question for you, Lionel. Can you answer that? Would you like to respond?
I think that the bigger picture is to focus on man's inhumanity to man. The issue of race is part of the problem in identifying it as an issue of race in terms of why Adolf Hitler wanted to exterminate the Jews and didn't want to go along with the idea that the Jews were God's chosen people. The idea of race had become the foundation for the whole idea of white supremacy, and that the Jews being God's so-called chosen people, was the idea that God was going to resurrect the human society under the authority of the Jew. That the Jew had a special place that the Creator was going to manifest His glory through them and save the world. That the resurrection of the world would come through the Jews. Adolf Hitler didn't accept that. He not just him, but he was a whole line of thinking, because we need to keep them focused. And none of these individuals are working out by themselves. They have supporters, people who have money, who finance their movement. So Adolf Hitler's movement, the Aryan movement, was about the idea that in separating the connection between black people, the idea of suppressing black people is what led to the rise of the European and the indoctrination of those, the teachings of ancient Kemet, were translated into mythology, Greek mythology and other mythologies, and applied in a different sense to associate the Jew, the European, with the rise of civilization, a new civilization, a new world order, so to speak. And that according to that order, according to the teachings that were established after the Greeks and after the Romans, the idea of the Jew being the chosen people evolved out of that to become the foundation for the Roman Catholic Church, and so on and so forth. So where we are right now in terms of the consciousness and the resurrection of the true teachings of black people, the true history of black people, in terms of being the original people who had existed on the planet for a long, long time before any other so-called nationalities or speciation of our species came into being, and that we were not the inferior. We were actually the foundation that fell, the foundation of human civilization that went into decline and death, and that is being resurrected today. And so Whoopi Goldberg was severely punished because there's such a visceral reaction, a very intense reaction to anything that undermines or seeks to challenge or question the idea of God's chosen people being the Jews, and that they were persecuted because of their being God's chosen people. And that I think is what, when Ruby was speaking to the issue of human injustice, that the man's inhumanity to man is the real root of the problem, and that it needs to be addressed from that perspective. We bring all of humanity together to condemn bad behavior, as opposed to jumping in defense of one particular so-called race who is being persecuted because of their race. It's a wholly different perspective when it's a racial thing as opposed to a human race issue. The human aspect, man's inhumanity to man, is one that we think is the best way to focus on injustice and persecution. That if all of humanity recognizes that we are all human, then we will all stand against any violations of human rights.
Amen. Say that. You are our own view, because you got it. You hit the nail on the head, my brother. And I'm so glad you said that, because I'm reading this book, Lionel. It talks about man's inhumanity and how we can grow closer. But this is it. It's called The Melanin Empath. Discover the knowledge of melanated beings born with empath energy. And it is so enlightening. It's like a breath of fresh air. If you do not have this book, when I finish reading it, I will give it to you. This book, as the children say, is thebomb.com. So do yourself a favor and go and get this book and read it, because it will, I promise you, it'll make a quality of difference in your life. We're going to take a break, take our last break, and we'll be right back here with Lionel Abdul, Haqq of Community Cultivation. So stay close.
Do you worry about finances, family, health, job, relationships? Are you in pain? Do you feel stuck? If you answer yes to any of these questions, help is available. Don't worry, you're not alone. It's part of the human process. You only feel this way because you haven't mastered the voices in your head. No hype, just down-to-earth, solid, workable tools and techniques that you can practice daily. It's really food for the soul. Whether you want to learn how not to worry about anything, reverse type 2 diabetes, publish a book, promote your products or service, or just make extra money. To take advantage of the deal of the day, go to ZeldaSpeaks.com or call 312-409-6619. Mention promo code The Female Solution and get free shipping. That's ZeldaSpeaks.com or 312-409-6619. Stop worrying today. Visit ZeldaSpeaks.com. Hi, I'm Naima Latif, executive producer of the Female Solution Global Radio TV show. We are a part of the online network of Associated Internet Radio hosts. On Air. On Air empowers you with transformative news and interactive radio TV shows. This is such a wonderful time to be alive and to see our human family coming together as one community as a result of that powerful tool, the internet. We can now talk directly to each other all over the world. There's no need for conflict or misunderstanding. There's no need for violence to solve our differences. We can talk to each other face to face until we reach an agreement. On Air offers a fantastic global guide to communicators from all over the world who are using their internet platform to inspire us to strive to be our best selves in order to become the kind, compassionate, loving people we were all born to be. Once we do that, we'll see planet Earth transformed into a place of peace. Subscribe to the recommended YouTube channel, Facebook pages, and podcasts created by these Voices of Enlightenment. On Air provides daily news briefs and a weekly magazine to keep you abreast of events and opportunities. On Air news affiliates in television, radio, and print share information, insight, and interviews with notable personalities. Go to onaireverywhere.com for a daily dose of uplifting news. We're on air everywhere, online all the time.
Welcome to Quick Click, where customers can buy, share, and earn. Meet Sam. Sam owns an e-commerce business that sells athletic shoes and running gear. Sam wants to increase her sales without increasing marketing spend, so she decides to list her products on Quick Click. On Quick Click, her loyal customers can get paid for sharing her products with their friends. Sam uploads her products to the marketplace, just like she would on Amazon or Shopify. Meet Laura. Laura is in the market for a new pair of shoes and comes across Sam's brand on the Quick Click marketplace. Laura is able to purchase the shoes and check out like she would on any other e-commerce site. After purchasing, Laura receives a unique Quick link that she can share with friends to begin earning quick cash. Her friend Jessica opens Laura's Quick link on her phone and purchases the pair of shoes. Because Jessica purchases using Laura's Quick link, Laura receives quick cash in her account. After purchasing, Jessica can now share her own Quick link and begin earning quick cash as well. But Quick Click is more than just your typical referral or affiliate platform. Quick Click rewards customers for sales they directly and indirectly influence. So, for every sale Jessica's new Quick link makes, Laura will earn additional quick cash as well, making the potential for earning exponential. Laura and Jessica can transfer their quick cash balance to their bank account at any time, or can even use quick cash to make additional purchases in the app. Meanwhile, Sam can just watch as the sales roll in. Best of all, she doesn't have to worry about costs, since she is only spending marketing dollars when actual purchases are made. Start buying, sharing, and earning today at quickclick.com.
And for your free consultation, that's where you can go. Info at higherlearningnetwork.org. And I share that with you because it's not only an opportunity for you to make money, but to share with your family as well on how to make money online, because people are making fortunes online. I'm not one of them, but I do my share. And this is the two products that I have ordered from Quick Click. It's the cocoa that I've gotten for the Higher Learning Network Homeless Project, and I got this for me, the noni juice, because it helps with build your immune system, as well as it tastes good too. So all that information will be on my blog, ZeldaSpeaks.wordpress.com. I can't even say the word. ZeldaSpeaks at wordpress.com. Now, as we get back to Phoenix Rising with Lionel Abdul Haqq of Community Cultivations, before we went to the break, talking about man's inhumanity to man and the situation with Whoopi Goldberg. You want to take back up there, Lionel? Oh, did I open your mic up? There it is. Okay, Lionel, your mic is back open. And callers, we're going to get to you, 773-487. We're going to get to you next, so hold tight. Go ahead, Lionel.
Again, the issue of man's inhumanity to man is, I think, a bigger issue, and it goes deeper in terms of solving the problem of racism if we focus on our humanity. Because the humanity doesn't speak to our external differences. Our humanity have us focus on what it is to be human. And I think that's where we're missing the mark. That's where we're being misled. Because the fundamental aspect of human is humble. Humility is the opposite of vanity. And vanity is the root of all evil. The idea of being vain is to be proud in the sense exalting oneself is associated with vanity. And this is where the idea of race becomes a problem, because you're putting one race over another. First, you want to divide the human family into various races, and then you exalt one over another. You put them in competition with each other. Seeking to support and promote each other.
Mm-hmm.
And this will make a big difference in our social relationships. The idea of nationalism, exalting one nation over another, saying that one nation is better than another. If we talk about America being the greatest country in the world, or whether somebody else saying that theirs is, Russia is saying that theirs is the greatest. The competition, the separation of nations into separate camps is what creates the hostility, the distrust, the animosity. If we can get our minds to wrap around and embrace the humanity, the human concept of all of us being human, not different races, but one human race, we could change this issue. We can make a big difference in terms of our the way we approach and the way we deal with the issues of man's inhumanity to man, because that would be a bigger crime. That would make it a crime that everybody would condemn. This is why the United Nations have a human rights platform. That we have the United Nations have a charter to protect and defend human rights. Human rights. So regardless of where it is, if human rights are being violated, the rest of the world has a responsibility to address it. Which is why Brother Malik Shabazz wanted to take our issue out of civil rights into the United Nations and address it as a human rights issue. It's the same thing. And those who oppose the idea of focusing on humanity as a whole, as opposed to individual races, are those who have an advantage in associating it in that narrow perspective. They have an agenda that they're trying to push forward that puts them in a position of superiority and authority.
And that's a false sense, because it's not the truth. 8:42 live on the Female Solution. If you would like to leave comments, we would love to have them on our Facebook channel, HLNTV1, or my page, ZeldaSpeaks, on Facebook, or YouTube channel, Higher Learning TV Show. Let's take some calls. 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak. 773-487. You're live on the Female Solution. Grand Rising. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Kofi, Chicago.
Yes, sir.
Real quick, I thank the brother for the knowledge. And one thing about me, I look at the past as just like a springboard for the future. I don't keep my mind in the past. I'm the president of the 5 civilized tribal government, a black government here in Northern America, because it's time for us to take control over what we do. We have been hijacked. Our society and civilization has been hijacked by every other nationality, and they've been exploiting us on music, everything. I was successful on social media, being the independent artist. I've got my music out, and I've tapped into world leaders been talking to me. They're like, wow. So yeah, I said it's time for us to stop dripping and driving over what happened in the past and all these pop-up leaders that we had in the past. I said there are new leaders now. And me being the president of the civilized tribes, I went around and created thousands of black men leaders all over America. the last time. I ain't telling nobody what I was doing, but I go on their page and I connect with the brother, and we'll talk about world history, get it all right. That the whole world used to be together, called Pangea. Africa was not the birthplace of the civilization. It was everywhere was a birthplace. We were born in trees, baby, like the bumblebees and the butterflies.
All right now.
You know what I'm saying? So this is a time where just people who hear what I'm saying, we have to take and let me say this here. There is no racism. See, I'm a very intelligent brother. You know what that is? You know what racism really is? It's called, I gave a term. It's called occupancy syndrome. Now what that means is, I come in and take your land in America in 1830. Now I'm going to treat you some type of way. I'm going to keep you in fear. But if you know that it's not racism, it's like, oh, wow, you gave my land. This is why you treat me? Well, guess what? You cancel racism overnight. Just by that inflation. It's canceled. Because I know now I'm going outside and look for you to do what you do. I know why you're doing it, brother. Like what? Okay, let's stop that. Let's do some business. Let's stop all that. We know it ain't race no more. You got our land, and you got to come out here, and you got a psychotic behavior syndrome that thinking, well, you took my land. I was like, let's get over it.
So you're doing a wonderful job in helping the community, and we applaud you for doing that type of work because it needs to be done, and that is humanity at its best. And it's people like you and Brother Lionel Abdul Haqq who do the work to ensure that which we need, excuse me, that which we need to focus on is at the forefront of all the issues that we are having. Would you not agree, Lionel?
I do, yeah. It's important for us to get the focus on humanity. I think if we can separate stop separating each other, we can look at these problems a lot better.
Yes, we could, and it only takes a conscious effort to do just that. Once we make up in our minds that we're no longer going to be who they say we are and do the things that they say that we do, when we know not all of us are just that. So the issue, go ahead, Lionel.
It's a process
yes.
of really being sincere enough to want to rise above where you are to a better place. And if we, and understanding that there are those who are benefiting from the status quo, and so their resistance and their defiance to change is based upon the fact that they have been getting an unfair advantage as a result of the status quo. So, everybody's not going to want to agree or to make a change because they're already benefiting from the circumstances that exist right now. But the broader picture, the bigger picture, the picture in terms of what's going to make the best result for the vast majority of the people is the idea that takes us out of skin color identification and puts us on the internal character of what it is to be a human being, a person who is interested in serving others as opposed to being served by others, a person who's looking not to exalt Almighty God, the Creator, and not to exalt themselves. That's the key to realizing our full potential and bringing us together as a human society.
Amen. Say that. If you are enjoying the show and you want to comment before we're off the air in like 8 minutes, we'd love to have your comments. 515-605-9325, or you can post your comments on our social media pages, YouTube, Higher Learning TV Show, or Facebook, HLN TV1. And on Instagram, we are hln.homeless.project. So be sure and check us out there. Lionel, it is crucial that we continue this process of rising, so to speak. And sometimes that rising to the occasion, just like that incident with Whoopi, is it's a little painful. You have to go through some things. That's why, remember I told you about that book about the melanin empath. That's why it's important that you understand who you are and whose you are, where you come from, and what your genetic makeup arms you with, for lack of a better word, because it's just like man has done everything they possibly can to crush our spirit, and you can't crush the spirit of a melanin empath. You can't. You can beat them down, and they may feel bad for a little while, but eventually Dr. Maya Angelou says, and then I rise, because that's who I am and that's what I do. Go ahead, Lionel.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing that can suppress the human spirit. And the human spirit is like water. It will find a way out of any containment eventually. And that's the reality of who we are. The value of morality, the value of a consciousness, the value of a consciousness that wants to do the right thing. That is not just interested in doing what is best for me as an individual, but what's best in the context of divine vision of what is right, what is best, what is the moral thing to do, what is the morally right thing to do in accordance with the will and the principle of divine. And to separate ourselves from the focus on the divine being not us, but something that is being cultivated in us. Is where we've gotten separated. We are evolving. We are growing into the sons of the divine. S-U-N. We are to reflect the light of the divine as in the sense of being children, in the sense children of the Most High, in the sense that we submit to be guided, to be inspired and influenced by this universal reality we call God. And in doing so, we reflect that wisdom to each other. We reflect that guidance to each other. We understand the relationship between the movement of the planets and the elements of earth, water, air, and fire in the processes of life. In the processes of moving life from infancy to maturity. And it is that wisdom that built the pyramid. It is that wisdom that enabled people to see into the future and to prepare for the death and the resurrection.
Well said. Well said. 8:52 here on The Female Solution with Lionel Abdul, Haqq of Community Cultivation, joining me, my co-host today. Black History Month special, but we rise. That's what we do. We get up. What? Gospels? I'm supposed to know this, right? We fall down. We get up. Donnie McClurkin. I'm sipping my tongue. Yeah, you can knock us down, but we coming back, and coming back with a vengeance. Strong. Armed with the word. Because we have the knowledge, because we are seeking the consciousness. I'm sure you've heard the quote, Lionel, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Yes, I have.
Thank you for being my teacher.
All praise be to the Most High.
And the teacher of all others who are in the grasp of your voice. Amen. And see, that's a real teacher, always learning, doesn't know everything. Because the longer we live, the more we realize we really don't know a whole lot.
It's our collective that is where the hope lies. And then all of us are open to inspiration and guidance is an opportunity for all of us to contribute to the whole.
Collective consciousness.
And respectful of other people's potential is the reason why we open it up to everybody. We don't say that only the black people.
Right.
We don't say only the brown people. We say all of humanity, regardless of what your external features are. If you cultivate the spirit on the inside, it's the same.
Yes, sir.
The spirit on the inside is the same.
Yes.
And if we cultivate it, if we focus on the cultivation of the human spirit, all humanity will benefit.
I love that. Focus on the human cultivation of the human spirit. All of humanity.
All about cultivation. Yeah, all about cultivation. The concept of cultivation and culture. You know, the word culture and cultivation are the same word. In understanding the process of cultivation of what is going to produce the food, the energy, the nourishment for the next generation requires all of us to be concerned about making sure that the rest of the generation, the next generation, has something to feed on, and that we feed them the best, and that we feed them that which will not divide them and make them hate each other, but feed them that which will make them appreciate each other and cultivate to bring the best out of each other. Not to bring the best out of me only, but to bring the best out of all of us, so that we can all reflect the great wisdom of our Creator.
Amen.
Each other.
Amen. Because we all need it. There's no one over the other.
And we need what you can. I need what you got.
Yes.
I need what Allah can bring out of you. It can come out of me. You're here because you have to reflect a part of the light that I cannot. And it's only my appreciation for the fact that you are here and that you are here for a purpose and that you have a blessing that you can give to me.
Yes.
Amen.
Yes.
This is the reason why I should encourage our society to respect you just like it respects me.
Yes.
Don't respect me more than I respect you. I have to respect you in the same way.
Yes.
I have to respect you and to try to cultivate you in the same way that I cultivate me and mine.
Amen. Teach, my brother. Each one teach one. Because we're all in this together. You see what's going on in the world. You see how they're trying to divide us, and it's worked. But slowly but surely, we're coming around. You know, the vaxxed and the unvaxxed and it's all part of the plan to keep us divided. But now that we know better, because we have teachers on the planet who are sharing their knowledge and expertise, brothers like Lionel Abdul Haqq of Community Cultivations, who has made it his life's work to share the information that will cultivate the community, that will help us grow. It's like planting seeds. It's like we're all little mini farmers. If you want something, you've got to plant a seed and watch it grow. Because without the seed, there is no growth. Oh, my Lord, it's 8:58. I am so sorry. Wow. This conversation just get good at the end, Lionel. I mean, it's been good all the time, but oh, Lord have mercy. No, you don't appreciate it as much as we appreciate it because, like I said, you bring a special perspective. So if you would like to leave us with some words of wisdom, we'd greatly appreciate it.
Let us keep the faith, keep our connection with our Creator, understand that we have to work as well as pray. We can't just talk.
Amen.
We got to keep our connection in terms of humble. The reason why you pray to the Creator is to keep humble yourself.
Amen.
And don't get to the point where you think you got something that came from you only. You have to be humble, and humility is the key to rising. The reason why Still I Rise resonates so much is because we keep focused on our Creator, who will constantly bring us through any difficulty.
Amen. Focus on the Creator and not on the craziness that's out here. That's Brother Lionel Abdul Haqq of Community Cultivations. Thank you so very, very much, Lionel. We greatly appreciate you. We look forward to having you back the first Monday of every month here on The Female Solution. Would you like to leave some contact information for our viewers who may want to chat with you?
773-642-1453. Like to keep it simple and direct.
All right now.
Give me a call.
773-642-1453. Thank you so much, Lionel. Grand Rising, Phoenix Rising, Lionel Abdul Haqq of Community Cultivations. And that's our ending going on, but we're going to play it a little bit later as we bring our sister of the microphone in, and that would be our very own Naima Latif. Thank you so much, my sister, for joining us here this morning on The Female Solution on the after show. Yay! It's the after show with Naima Latif. It is officially 9 a.m. Press 1 right now on the switchboard if you want to speak. On the keyboard if you want to speak, because Blog Talk cuts it off at 9 o'clock. But if your hand is up, we can see it. So we're going to continue with the after show with the executive producer of The Female Solution, and that would be Naima Latif. I always say that because Tony says Naima. Dun, 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 dun. I love it when he comes on and says that. Wow, so what you think of the show today?
Fantastic show, and so many things that needed to be addressed as we evolve as a human family. And of course, as Lionel Abdul Haqq was speaking about, the fact that we need to evolve from this divisive use of the idea of separate races into an understanding that we're all a part of the human race. And these little differences of shade of skin and hair texture and a little bit of difference in the shape of your nose and lips and the color of your eyes, all of those things really don't matter. And it's time for us to grow up and time for us to grow out of that thinking. We're a part of the space age in a sense of we're understanding now that we have telescopes and we have technology that can see beyond our borders of sky and earth. We have to grow up because there is a world of life beyond earth. And we're not ready to even meet our galactic brothers and sisters because we're still fighting each other over little differences that don't matter. You are not a body. You have a body. You are the eternal soul inside the body. And there are many, 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 many different expressions of life inside of bodies, not just on this earth, but all throughout the universe. So how are we as a human species going to be ready to meet people who actually are different so-called races, people who look totally different than this humanoid form? How are we going to be ready to even meet them? And we can't get beyond the shade of brown or pink of your skin and how I'm willing to be mean to you because of that. It's so infantile, the way we have allowed our thinking to be manipulated and the way we have continued to see each other as enemies over physical differences that really don't matter, because each generation can change the way you look. If your whole idea of your identity is based on you having brown skin, and then you marry somebody who has pink skin, and then you have children and they all have different shades of from dark brown to light pink, well, who are really your children? Well, they all are, because who they are is the soul within, not the physical body they're wearing. This is just a suit of clothes. And when you transition out of it, it's like you're taking it off and you give it back to the earth that gave it to you. So who are you then? Who are all of those people who've transitioned out of this world? Are they white or are they black? They are neither. Mm-hmm. They are spirit, and that's who we all are. So it's time for us to evolve to that understanding so that we can once and for all eliminate racism. Because once you realize that you are an eternal being and you have had many different experiences as many different kinds of life expressions, then racism and all the other divisions don't make any intelligible sense at all, because you've all been something else, because you are the eternal mind, just an individualized expression. So we really have a lot of work to do, because there's a lot of brainwashing that continues. But brainwashing is something that you choose to allow to happen. And the mind control device that all of us have in our homes is something that we, of our own free will, keep turning on and allowing to control our minds. Now just think of how whenever you hear or see something, it affects your moods. It affects how you feel. It can either make you happy or sad. And so you turn on this mind control device and it shows you the image of people doing violence to each other. Somebody beating someone. Somebody hurting someone to the point of death. And you look at that and you feel this deepest depression, because we're all connected. So you're going to feel what you're seeing portrayed on that screen. And even though it's not happening to you, you're experiencing it as if it were. And so you're feeling like, oh, I'm living in such a violent society. Oh, this world is coming to an end. Oh, this world is terrible. Is it really? Is this really happening to you? Is it happening in your home? No, it isn't. You brought it in your home because you chose to turn on the mind control device. But now that mind control device has affected your state of well-being and made you feel like you're experiencing violence and depressed you, took away your joy, and you allowed this of your own free will, when you could have chosen not to turn on the mind control device and instead turn on some happy music and danced around. You could have been saying, oh, this is a wonderful world. It's full of joy and music. I'm so happy. You could have chosen to do that. Yeah. So why are you choosing to feel bad? Why are you choosing to be distressed? And people say, well, I got to find out what's going on. Well, there's a lot of things going on. There's somebody's having a party somewhere. Somebody's having a celebration of a retirement. Somebody's having a wonderful time. Somebody's in love and they're walking by the lake holding hands. All of these things are happening. So why are you choosing to turn on the mind control device that's designed to make you feel bad and keep you at a low vibration, a low frequency, a low mood, so that you can't experience joy? Why are you choosing that? Because somebody told you, well, I need to keep myself safe by knowing what's going on. Well, is watching other people suffering keeping you safe? No, it's making you sad. And when you're sad, you're actually damaging your immune system. That system that's designed to regenerate the cells in your body and keep you vibrant and alive and full of energy. You're damaging that by watching the mind control device that you willingly turn on.
And pay for.
And pay for. Why? Why? So that's the first step. And spiritually in tune people are understanding that they can control their own thoughts if they simply turn off the mind control device and stop allowing it to keep them in a state of depression. And they're not any less safe. Learning about the carjacking that happened across town isn't going to keep you from getting carjacked.
Mm-mm.
Being aware of your surroundings and being in tune with the vibrations of your surroundings is what keeps you safe, because you will feel when something is not safe and you will choose to remove yourself from that place. And so you can do that without listening to everybody else's distress and trauma. You can do that. You have to know that you don't have to turn on that mind control device in order to keep yourself safe. So, you know, Zelda, as I was listening to Lionel, Abdul, Haqq, and Kufi, and, you know, the conversations about the things that we've been manipulated to keep focusing on. The thing is, we have to, as a human family, grow to a greater understanding of existence. Now, for a little over a year now, I've been part of a spiritual community. Love these people, wonderful people. These are people who, many of them are channelers, meaning, you know, they communicate telepathically with others, you know, some who are existing on other dimensions. And, you know, all of us, you know, we were aware of the teachings of people like Dolores Cannon, who, you know, past life regression therapists and all of that. And many have YouTube channels, and, you know, some are featured on the on-air network of the radio TV guide of the we call Voices of Enlightenment, people who are teaching from a higher spiritual perspective, people who understand things like multidimensional reality, understanding that we have had many, many, many lives. And so therefore you are not the body that you're in. This is just a temporary experience you're having. You've been everything on the planet. So how can you hate anybody? You've been that at one point in your soul's journey. So being a part of this community is such a relief, because everyone sees each other as the soul that they are and not whatever body they're wearing. So we can share our life experiences and really feel joy in knowing that we're actually living a different reality than everybody else. And it's difficult when you're at that point in your understanding to try to bring that understanding to people who are still choosing to be controlled by the mind control device. As long as you're controlled by that device, you cannot raise your consciousness to a level of comprehension of reality, because that device keeps you in a state of fear. So I was reading a post by one of the members of the community, and she was saying that she and her husband had just bought a piece of land, and I think she is currently, you know, living in a body that is of Spanish descent. But she was saying that she understood why she was drawn to buy this piece of land. It's in the Lakota area in Dakota, because in another incarnation she was a Lakota woman, and so she said that's why she feels like this is so much like home, because she's understanding that, you know, in another life she was, you know, a part of this Native American community. So when you see yourself as, oh, I used to be a European man who did this, or I used to be a Native American woman who did this, or I used to be an Eskimo who did that, oh, I used to, you know, be someone living in Japan who was a farmer. I mean, if you know that you've had these different life experiences, then you see life is just many different experiences, as opposed to, oh, I'm this kind of person and I hate these people, these are my enemy. You don't even see yourself as the body you're wearing. You see this as a temporary experience that you're having among these kinds of people. So there's just no prejudice in you at all, because you understand we're all one. We're all part of the one energy of creation. And so You know, when I look at what was done to Whoopi, you know, and I'm wondering, why are they choosing not to understand what she meant?
They don't want to understand.
She was speaking of the greater principle that we were seeing, man's inhumanity to man, which has happened everywhere on the planet. People divide themselves into groups and then they do horrible things to each other. So the excuse of the Nazis was, well, these are Jewish people, and these people historically have hurt us, and so they deserve to be exterminated. And this whole master race thing that Hitler created as an excuse for people to be cruel to other people. So I understand what Whoopi was saying, you know, in terms of it when she said it wasn't about race. I guess in terms of it wasn't about skin color, even though it was, you know, they abused everybody. The Nazi idea was about exterminating people who didn't look a specific way, you know, blonde hair, blue eyes, and the whole Aryan master race thing. But the expression of what would be said was that it's the spiritual problem that you have, that you will willingly murder a group of people. It's the inhumanity of your soul that would make you do that. And that's the problem that we need to address. So I understood that, you know, but then when people start focusing on things and, well, we're going to punish you for saying something that we don't like how you said it, you know, it says more about those people. You know, what's inside of you that you couldn't understand what she meant? What's inside of you that the first thing you want to do is say, you're saying something about our people that we don't like, and you're trying to say this wasn't about us, and you're not respecting what happened to the Jews? No.
Instead of having a conversation
and understanding what she was trying to express in terms of a higher spiritual perspective of why that kind of atrocity happened. They chose to act like they didn't understand what she was saying, which says something about those people. The ones who made that decision to suspend her. They're choosing to see small and choosing to keep people divided, as opposed to rising to the higher principle of humanity, which is a unifying principle.
Say that. Unifying principle.
So, you know, in this community that I'm a part of, one of the women is a channeler, you know, meaning she can communicate with people who have transitioned. And she started out communicating with some family members. And then she thought, well, this is an interesting discovery, that we really are connected in a way where you can tune into someone's mind, even though they have left the body, and you can have a conversation with them. And so she started thinking, I wonder if I could tune into somebody that's like, you know, a notorious figure in history and find out more about what happened. So she had the idea, I'm going to see if I can contact Adolf Hitler. And we know that name just sends chills up everyone's spine. And so when she was able to contact him in spirit, he was explaining that, you know, when you leave this realm, you see and feel what you did to people. You see it from their perspective. You feel what you made them feel. And for him, it was just really a horrifying experience, because he had to experience all the pain that he had caused. And so, but then on the other side, there is no punishment. And this is what's hard for people to get. There is no punishment, because you understand, you're able to see why you made the errors that you made. There's only love, there's only forgiveness, but your soul has to heal. And he was explaining to her that he understood that the kind of harsh culture, you know, the meanness of his life, his father's life, and his father before him, you know, you're not allowed to show any love or any emotion. You're given punishment, and there's no love. And so what he became was the ultimate expression of what happens when there's no love. You can just be cruel and kill people, because inside of you there is no love. You have not been given love. You've been given hate. You've been given fear. You've been given condemnation, and so that's all you know. And so you think you're going to feel better if you're crueler to someone else than how you were treated.
Mm-hmm.
And so he realized it's a sickness of the soul. And so now he's been given a job on the other side to help souls who've done atrocities like he did, to help them heal, to help them understand how they got to that point of self-hatred where they ended up expressing hatred to others and cruelty to others. So he works with the souls that, you know, they come over there and they may have been murderers, rapists, killers, serial killers, you know, people who just did horrible things so that they could understand how they got to that point and they could begin the healing process. So, you know, when I was, you know, reading this woman's account of what she discovered, and I said, oh, I would love you to come on our radio show and explain what you discovered so that people could really understand that, you know, people aren't over there just because you've done something horrible. You're not over there burning in hell, because God doesn't punish you. You learn why you evolved in a twisted way and how it hurt people. And your soul wants to make amends for that. So you're not over there being punished. You're over there working to heal and working to help others. But she said, and I understand, she said, you know, because I explained to her who my audience is. I said, well, you know, on my show on Wednesdays, you know, I got a lot of religious people. I got, you know, large Muslim following, large Christian following, got, you know, some Buddhists. So a lot of religious people listen to our show. And she said, you know, I would be afraid to come on the show because, you know, I would be attacked, you know, because religious people, they only think heaven, hell, burning. Oh, this is somebody speaking to the devil. And she doesn't want her gift, her skill, her ability to make this connection to cause her to be subject to attack of people. Because she said, you know, not everybody is at that point of acceptance of something like channeling because of what they have learned and been indoctrinated about fear and spirit possessions. You know, we got movies like The Exorcist and everything. So you have all of that that's still in people's consciousness. So if someone talks about contacting somebody in the other realm who this world sees as a horrible monster of a man, and someone's saying, well, no, he's not burning in hell. He's working to help people because he realizes how he was damaged. He'll be angry. You know, they want to attack her and then, you know, attack everybody who even had the gall to even consider what she's saying. So, you know, when she told me, no, I kind of felt bad. I said, but I do understand, because what you are doing now, I understand it totally, and the people in this community understand it, because we understand that we're all connected and we all have the capacity to reach out beyond the veil of this life and reach those who are on the other side and get information. But not everybody has had that experience, and most people have been deeply indoctrinated to the point where they would be afraid if you even explained what you discovered. So I understand your fear, but I'm gonna try to prepare my audience over time so that I'm going to ask you again in some future time and see if you're willing to come and share, because I think understanding that would help us realize that this life experience that we have, it's just that, it's just a temporary experience. So even us as a people who have gone through the experience of enslavement, it's not an identity, it's an experience. And it was for us as individuals and as a collective to learn something. First of all, how do we get to that point? Well, we were dividing ourselves into various tribal factions, family groups, and so forth, and fighting each other over little differences. Well, I'm the Ashantis, or I'm the Igbos, or I'm the Mandinkas. Okay, that's nice to be proud of your family lineages, but then and you decide to fight each other. And once you fight, you lose everything. It's just like in a divorce. When a couple fights and they got to pay the lawyers and each one try to win, or who's going to get the house, who's going to get the dog, you know, you end up losing because you end. What is it?
The lawyers win.
Right. The lawyers win. The house divided cannot stand. So we lost the control of a wonderful, rich continent, still struggling, still full of warfare. And now we're over here. Nobody knows anybody's ethnic group now. We're all mixed together. So what did we learn from that? Do not divide yourself into tribes in order to fight each other over differences. That was the lesson we were supposed to learn. And the only way we were going to come out of that mess is to become unified, which we did. We saw that. In the civil rights era, we all, man, woman together, children, we worked to end a system of oppression based on race, and we were successful. But what we should have learned from that experience is not to create divisions that destroy our families, destroy our unity, destroy the abundance that we've been given by our Creator for free on this earth. And instead, we should be living in love and unity. That was the lesson we were supposed to learn as a collective people. Have we learned it yet? Look at our cities. No, we have not. We see our children dividing themselves into gangs and shooting and killing. And what is the consequence? They end up in that prison system, which is just an extension of the slave system. So we're right back in slavery for doing the same stupid thing, fighting each other. We didn't learn. If you fail to learn a lesson, you're condemned to repeat it.
Absolutely.
So, you know, when the other day when I was, we were talking about child rearing, and the thing I was trying to convey about raising your children with love and what happens when you use harshness and meanness and pain, thinking that you're teaching them something, but you're really damaging them, and you're really teaching them how to hurt other people. I was trying to explain that because, you know, when the woman from our community, when she was talking about how Adolf Hitler was explaining how he understood the kind of culture that he was raised in, and you know that whole European, you know, stoic, show no love, show no emotion, you know, stiff upper lip, show no affection, you know, be cruel to people if they're downtrodden. That whole culture, that creates people who are cruel. That way of thinking creates people that are cruel. And I think we had this conversation before about, you know, Europeans who beat their children, coming over to a society, and, you know, Native Americans saying, how in the world are you beating children? Because what you create in that child is hate. And what does a child raised with hate do? They look for somebody else they can give that hate to. That's what it really is. Some child has been abused by some people that they can't fight back, fight back your parents, but you can go and beat up the other little skinny, scared-looking child, and then you can feel powerful because in your house you're getting beat and you feel weak and powerless. So you go and find somebody else you can pick on so you can feel powerful. That's how that cycle starts. So that's why you don't raise your children with hate. And you might think it's love. Oh, I'm correcting them. No, you're showing hate. Love is when you teach so that they have wisdom, not fear that you're going to beat them if they make an error. That doesn't create a loving spirit. It creates someone who wants to then take that hate and that meanness and that hurt and inflict it on someone else. So now we have a being who has gone through the life experience in a culture that was hateful toward children and taught you how to abuse others, and then evolved into somebody who was so horrific and targeting a group of people to bully, to abuse, and to murder. And on the other side, they say, I understand how that kind of personality develops. Then that should teach us something.
Yep, it should.
So we have to choose to evolve to a higher level of understanding of existence. You're not the body you're living in. You are the eternal spirit, the God mind, living inside a body and having this temporary experience so that you can see the world through these eyes. I have chosen to have the experience of being a female from the African lineage of people who have gone through a very traumatic experience
Still going through it.
And still going through it. And my role, my assignment, my job that I agreed to take on is to help in the healing. And, well, I'm doing my job best I can. The book that we wrote, Slavery, the African American Psychic Trauma, deals with the unhealed trauma of that experience so that people can understand the mistakes that we made as people on a very rich continent, but choosing to be divided. We created this condition by putting ourselves in a weakened condition so that other people, also coming from a culture where they learn to abuse, were able to find some divided people and take advantage of the division and buy off the prisoners of war and use them to build up another nation of people that they came and brutalized and killed. So you have what Whoopi was saying, man's inhumanity to man.
Yes, ma'am.
All of us are guilty of this. All of us have done this to each other. All of us are experiencing the consequences of it. So if we can learn to not be inhumane, starting with how we raise our children, give them guidance, teach them with love. Do not cause them pain because they're learning and making mistakes. Give them wisdom. If we can learn how to do that, then we will see the world transformed because we will stop abusing each other and instilling hatred and fear. We have the power to change this world. We say this all the time.
We have the power.
So this is what Whoopi was expressing. This is a truth that is a reality that you learn once you leave this world and get to the other side. But if we can learn it before we get to the other side, then we can begin to transform the world we live in and truly make it the new earth that it is becoming.
Amen. Say that. New earth. Because that's what we need, this collective consciousness. And I'm so glad to be a part of this collective consciousness. And can you tell us what we can expect? Well, we know tomorrow we'll have Jody Susan of Susan Essentials. Oh, but we have some comments here too. Deborah Smith, our third Saturday. What's her Saturday? The second Saturday. Deborah says, I will not attack her. Maybe we can do a private show among us and record for later. That's a good idea, Deborah. Thank you so much. Yeah, think about that.
Yeah.
So that's something that maybe we can work on. I thought about calling the producers of The View and do a sit down conversation. The conversation you just had. Maybe we'll send them a clip of the show and then we'll have the conversation.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
We'll have that conversation. So this conversation has come to a close, but be sure and tune in tomorrow for Jody Susan's self-care. You know, that's a tongue twister. Wednesday, what can we expect?
Well, we're gonna explore more about child rearing on Thursday, and Wednesday, of course, with Kareem Hamid. I'll be on. We'll talk more about some ways that we can begin to take advantage of the fact that we're going to have to spend more time in our home with our children, and some things that we can be teaching them. And we'll share some websites and also some upcoming plans for our global push for peace and bringing in those who are doing some very helpful programs with youth that we think now that people are at home and many schools are asking parents to be a part of the education process, we can now begin to teach some of those ethics and values and morals that will actually change the behavior of our children. So we'll talk about that on Wednesday. Then, of course, Thursday, Dr. Debbie will be back with Soulful Solutions. We're looking forward to hearing her, and it's always my weekly therapy session. So,
okay. I'm right there with you, girl. Right there with you.
And then, of course, we have Friday with Health and Wellbeing with Beata, always sharing us some amazing stories of and information on repairing this wonderful machine that we're living in. And so we want to honor it and keep it healthy and well. And then this Saturday, we have a special session. We'll be on site. We'll give you more information about that as the week progresses. And of course, again, we'll start off again Sunday with Soul Purpose Healing with Viata in the evening, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you tune in. Y'all like my flower? This was a present from my daughter. She just came back from Hawaii. Yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Oh, I call it the Billie Holiday flower.
Yeah, I got my Billie Holiday flower.
I love it. You know what? At first I couldn't see. I thought it was something that was falling.
Yeah.
So I'm used to seeing your hair wrapped. So it kind of threw me for a loop.
Yes. I thought I'd stick this.
But it's beautiful. I love it. I love it. Now that I know what it is, I was like, oh, you know, all up in the screen. I can't see.
I know. What is that? It's a flower, y'all. So yeah.
You know, Naima, we have a hand up here. 336-350. You want to get that before we leave?
Oh, absolutely. Sure. Yeah.
Okay, 336-350. What's your name? Where you calling from as we end the show? You get the last comment.
I apologize, family. I tuned in late. Can you hear me?
Is that Mama AZ?
Mama AZ.
Hey, Mama AZ. So good to hear from you.
Yes.
I am grateful. I tuned in. I didn't get the opportunity to hear Brother Haqq, and I'll have to go back on Phoenix Rising. I don't know what the movie or whatever. But anyway, I've been in one of my closet rooms, and this wonderful masseuse came yesterday to unblock some of the stuck energies, and we got to talk to her on another show. Talking to Dr. V about it. But I want to ask you, Dr. Lateef, this woman that needs to come on, who's a channeler, would she happen to be Caucasian?
Yes. I can't remember what country she's from, but yes.
Okay, we'll talk about that offline, because some things in my session came to me. And are you familiar with Fleur Braun? She's a sister, very put together, and she does her thing. She talks about people in other lives and being off from another planet and those kinds of things. Are you familiar with her?
How do you spell the name?
Fleur is Braun, Brune. Brother Kufi tricked me out with his comment about certain people. She is not a transsexual, Brother Kufi. Anyway, she is very knowledgeable, I believe, and has a lot of wisdom, and she's like on your level, Dr. Lateef, and maybe you can investigate her. I've been posting some of her stuff.
I'll check her out. I hadn't heard from her. I hadn't heard about her before, but I will check her out. Always interested in wisdom sharers, so I will check her out.
Yeah, she says she commented in one of her videos. We have been all denominations of people.
Mm-hmm.
I'll call you.
All right.
Yeah, we thank you. Yes, we have all been everything. And when you know that, then you realize prejudice makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. And it's gone. Inside of you, it's gone. So these are some of the things we need to start teaching our children early. If we can teach them who they are as an eternal being, we can eliminate all the development of prejudice and hatred from our world. But we have to be allowed to teach them the truth and the reality of existence.
Yes, we do.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Lateef. So that's my comment. I'll go back. Send me so I can hear Haqq had to say about the Phoenix Rising. I don't know. Anyway.
When you hear it, you'll understand. You'll get it. So.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
okay. I appreciate being in this life. I appreciate my mom for allowing me not to be aborted, and I give thanks to her for allowing me to be a part of your world. All of you that's listening, I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, Mama AZ. We appreciate you too as well. Continued health and healing to you, my Queen Mother.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Shalom. Did you give out Saturday and Sunday?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Alrighty. Well, that in words of Bugs Bunny, that's all, folks. But I want to leave you with the promo from the Female Solution.
Yeah.
The Female Solution Global Radio TV Show invites you to an invigorating conversation with our team of hosts Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Time. Start your week with Monday Morning Mindfulness with ZeldaSpeaks. Tuesdays, Self-Care with Jody Susan.
I got the click up here, and they look just alike.
Oh, here we go.
Like, wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. I got something to tell you. Don't walk away, baby. I know, Zelda. Keep your day job, girl. Don't say that. Don't do that.
The Female Solution.
Are you
Global
serious?
Radio
Let me
TV
get
show
rid of this.
invites you to an invigorating conversation with our team of hosts Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Time. Start your week with Monday Morning Mindfulness.
I have the wrong one in here, but I'm gonna get this. Here we go. I got it this time because I threw the other one out. That's how you do that. I'm going to share, and there she is. Last but not least, it is the weekly lineup of the Female Solution. And
there you go.
There we go.
This is
out and clear. All right, y'all take off now. Here we go.
The Female Solution Global Radio TV Show invites you to an invigorating conversation with our team of hosts Monday through.
The problem, Lord have mercy, y'all just don't want me to see this, do you? They don't want to see it.
The Female Solution Global Radio TV Show invites you to an invigorating conversation with our team of hosts Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Time. Start your week with Monday Morning Mindfulness with ZeldaSpeaks. Tuesdays, Self-Care with Jody Susan. Wednesdays, Repairing Broken Families with Naima Latif and co-host Kareem Hamid. Thursdays, Soulful Solutions with Dr. Debbie Green. And Fridays, Health and Wellbeing with Beata. Saturdays, tune in 12 noon to 2 p.m. Central Time. First Saturday, Success Strategies with Jana. Second Saturday, Wendy Williams Esquire on relationships. Third Saturday, Move Around with Deborah. And fourth Saturday, Wisdom with Mama D. Join us Sundays, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time for Soul Purpose Healing with Beata. Call in and comment 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak to the host and be a part of the solution.
And just in case you miss it, you can always go back and see it. It's in the archives. I promise you, 24/7, because I realize that a lot of people are up getting ready in the morning, getting ready to go to work, and they just don't have the time to sit and listen, but they can listen while they are preparing for work. That's what I used to do. And that's one of the benefits. And then there's a lot of people working at home too. So and for those who are working at home and want to make some extra money, we got that available for you too. So I'm going to play this for you, not play it to you, play it for you before we leave here.
Welcome to Quick Click, where customers can buy, share, and earn. Meet Sam.
Okay. So welcome to Click Click. This is private, but it's available for you to watch. So I'm going to share this with you because, as I said, we use everything as a fundraiser for the Global Virtual Teen Talent Contest and our homeless project. These are the two products that I brought: the coffee, the tea, hot cocoa with a vanilla bean. Wow. It is so good, dark chocolate, and then the noni juice that helped me heal.
Oh, wonderful!
broken bones. I was in a cast. They told me 6 to 8 weeks. I was off the cast in 4 weeks. So
Wow.
I've been using noni juice forever and a day, and I strongly invite others to use it as well, because it not only works well, but it tastes good. So you get ready to do your shopping and you want to get paid for it, then you might want to go to Quick Click and stop giving all your money to those places where you shop that don't share in the revenue.
That's right.
And here's some revenue for you right here.
Welcome to Quick Click, where customers can buy, share, and earn. Meet Sam. Sam owns an e-commerce business that sells athletic shoes and running gear. Sam wants to increase her sales without increasing marketing spend, so she decides to list her products on Quick Click. On Quick Click, her loyal customers can get paid for sharing her products with their friends. Sam uploads her products to the marketplace, just like she would on Amazon or Shopify. Meet Laura. Laura is in the market for a new pair of shoes and comes across Sam's brand on the Quick Click marketplace. Laura is able to purchase the shoes and check out like she would on any other e-commerce site. After purchasing, Laura receives a unique Quick Link that she can share with friends to begin earning Quick Cash. Her friend Jessica opens Laura's Quick Link on her phone and purchases the pair of shoes. Because Jessica purchases using Laura's Quick Link, Laura receives Quick Cash in her account. After purchasing, Jessica can now share her own Quick Link and begin earning Quick Cash as well. But Quick Click is more than just your typical referral or affiliate platform. Quick Click rewards customers for sales they directly and indirectly influence. So, for every sale Jessica's new Quick Link makes, Laura will earn additional Quick Cash as well, making the potential for earning exponential. Laura and Jessica can transfer their Quick Cash balance to their bank account at any time, or can even use Quick Cash to make additional purchases in the app. Meanwhile, Sam can just watch as the sales roll in. Best of all, she doesn't have to worry about costs, since she is only spending marketing dollars when actual purchases are made. Start buying, sharing, and earning today at quickclick.com.
And that's all, folks.
All right.
Try to giving your money away. Oh, I should say, you're not giving your money away. You're shopping. Yeah. But if you're tired of shopping and not getting income from it, that is the choice you want to make. Okay.
Welcome to Quick Click, where customers can buy, share, and earn.
Go back and see
Meet Sam. Sam owns,
because it doesn't want to disappear. Go back and see the African sister too talking about. Did you see that video this morning? It's all on my blog, ZeldaSpeaks.wordpress.com. You have got to see this. I was like, whoa, this is in the after show. But you do want to go to the blog, because I update it daily, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. Just depends on what's going on.
Yeah.
That don't happen every day. Oh, be sure and join us. Set your alarm for Saturday, February 26th, 12 noon to 1 p.m. for the Global Virtual Teen Talent Contest.
Can people still apply? Like a young person, can they still send in?
They sure can. They can send in their 1-minute video clip, and it has to be a YouTube video clip so that we can upload it to the channel, because they sent us all kinds of MP4s, and it was like, nope, that ain't how you do it. You got to send a YouTube. So thank you for subscribing, and just reminding you the free registration is available for the virtual Global Teen Talent Contest last Saturday of every month, 12 until 1 p.m. You can email that demo video audition tape to hlntvshow@gmail.com. A chance to win $500 poetry. Are you poets? Y'all better come get this money.
Yes.
Alrighty now. And on that note, over and out. Make it a great day. Shalom, namaste, hotep, peace, love, peace, and hair grease, and all that good stuff. Make it a great day. Thanks for watching and subscribing. Bye-bye now. Mwah.